Python has several different types of numbers that you can work with. The three main types are integers, floating point numbers, and complex numbers. Let's take a look at each of them in turn. Integers are whole numbers that can be positive, negative, or zero. In Python, you can define an integer by simply typing it in. Here, x is an integer with a value of 42. You can perform all the usual arithmetic operations with integers, such as addition, plus, subtraction, multiplication, asterisk, and division. Python will automatically convert the result to an integer if both operands are integers, so you don't have to worry about rounding or truncation issues. Note that when you divide two integers, Python will return a floating point number, even if the result is a whole number. If you want to perform integer division, i.e., get the quotient without the remainder, you can use the double slash operator. You can also use the %, to get the remainder of integer division. Floating point numbers are numbers with a decimal point. In Python, you can define a floating point number by using a decimal point. You can perform all the usual arithmetic operations with floating point numbers as well. Note that when you perform arithmetic operations with integers and floating point numbers, Python will automatically convert the integer to a floating point number. Complex numbers are numbers with a real part and an imaginary part. In Python, you can define a complex number by using the j suffix. You can perform all the usual arithmetic operations with complex numbers as well. You can also access the real and imaginary parts of a complex number using the real and imag attributes. In conclusion, Python offers different types of numbers for different use cases. Integers are used for whole numbers, floating point numbers for numbers with a decimal point, and complex numbers for numbers with a real and imaginary part. Python provides operators and functions to work with these numbers, allowing you to perform arithmetic operations, convert between types, and access their attributes. Understanding the different types of numbers and how to work with them is a fundamental aspect of programming with Python.